When it comes to the Spiderwick Chronicles, my knowledge is I think I remember reading one of the books way back when with my kids. I watched the film and thought it was fine, nothing really special, but it wasn't terrible. At least that was my theory. And when I saw there was a TV series coming out, I thought that could be interesting. And then I saw it was a Roku original. I was like, do they do originals? But they do, apparently, so let's talk about it. The Spiderwick Chronicles follows the Grace family as they move from Brooklyn, New York to their ancestral home in Henson, Michigan, the Spiderwick Estate. There's a number of casts here that I don't recognize from everywhere. Maybe you will, but the most famous one for me was Christian Slater.
Not having too much luck with turkeys now, am I?
Nice Surprise, who plays Dr. Dorian Brow, plays a very interesting character. There are 8 episodes, they're all about 45 minutes long, and the budget for this, I don't know if it was massive, but it reminds me a little bit of a few of the Netflix series, the sort of pitched at the teenageness, has some angst in it, but then there's fun in there. When it comes to the fun, I'm talking about the set design, the monster creations, the fairies, the creature creations, all of that I think is done really well. Looks great. It's scarier than I imagined that they would go. Definitely a more adult version than the Spiderwick Chronicles movie. I've seen the first 4 episodes, so I'm not going to give a full review, just kind of my initial thoughts. I think the tempo and pacing of the storyline builds quite quickly as we find our family settling into this new house. The house is a very Lion, Witch and Wardrobe sort of story. Every sort of cupboard, noise and crack, the design, the aesthetics, the feeling of it is that there's mysteries behind everything. Secret doors, secret panels, manuscripts. And really we have a great journey storyline here where our youngsters, once they finally believe, as one of the twin brothers is coming to get help for his mental state, they have to believe him first. Once that kind of plays out, and I think they take too long to kind of play that out anyway, they start dealing with the mysteries and the fantastical creatures that are here, and what they have to do is basically put this book together. The knowledge of that book is what the good guys and the bad guys are after, and so we have a bit of a rush of this journey storyline. And when the story is dealing with the fantastical element, that is when it does well. The design of the house, the other set locations, they all lean into that mystery, the fantastical elements of them trying to discover more about what is unseen. And I liked that a lot. I thought that is when it was doing its best. But when it comes into the family melodrama or the relationship status, the thing that should make you care about the characters, I found that hard to relate to just because of the way the characters are playing them. There's quite a bit of teen angst in places and unnecessary dialogue that kind of stretches out the series for longer than it is necessary. But I understand that it's not necessarily pitched at me. It's more a family orientated younger teens series. So I enjoyed it for what it gave me in giving us a new version of the Spiderwick Chronicles, and I think it looks fantastic. It's filmed brilliantly, and I don't think there's anybody like acting bad. It's just the way it's written for a certain demographic. Now don't let that put you off, because there are beats here and story moments that made me go, oh wow, that is very cool. I like what you did with that creature. I like how you've made that bit intense, not knowing who's going to survive or when somebody's going to be found out about who they really are. That sort of mystery that plays in with that dialogue when we're having some of that teenage angst, or family angst rather, that works. So it does take some time to get to like these characters, but I guarantee once you start, like episode 3, I was then starting to get into the characters and care a little bit about them, enough for me to now go and finish watching the series. But for now, I think you're going to be very surprised by the quality of the series. The CGI, the VFX, all of that is great. The set design and creature creation is really fun so far, and I'm a big fan of Christian Slater. So let me know what you think about this series. Are you going to give it a go? Did you ever think that Roku did an original? I think I've seen one of their original movies, but I don't know many of their original TV series. So, like I said, I'm not going to give this a full review just yet because I haven't finished the series. But once I do, I'll probably talk about it on the podcast with Movies and Munchies. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.